Good morning, good morning, good morning, fellow patriots, lovers of the Constitution, originalists, and everybody else out there. This is Mike Cook coming to you live from Central Missouri. It is approximately 7:48 a.m. It is 10/29/2020, the year the conspiracy theory came true. It is time to pay attention to what's going on around us. We are a few days away from an election. If you live in Pettis County, you can go straight on down to the courthouse right now and vote. I already did. Just saying, go vote, go vote, go vote. Today, I'm going to talk about Amendment 3. There's lots of confusion going on about this amendment. Why do we have to have this amendment? What is this all about? Ad after ad after ad. We have major newspapers in Missouri that are opposed to it. We have a bunch of money being spent to stop this amendment. What is this about? Lots of confusion, lots of misinformation being put out there. So let me get into the nubs of it. As you're jumping on, say hi to me. I won't know you're there unless you say hi. Again, this is Michael Cook coming to you live for those that are just jumping on. I appreciate appreciate you sharing my video, sharing my content. I appreciate you going over to YouTube and watching the videos there, or going over to Rumble and watching the videos there, because I'm at both of those locations. I just appreciate everybody that jumps on, because it is because of you that I'm able to do this and keep this going. But today I want to talk about Amendment 3. I've had a lot of people ask me, what is this about? Should I vote for it? Is it important? Hey, Chris. Hey, Scott. How you guys doing today? Let me tell you, it's very, very, very important. A little bit of history. 2 years ago, during the midterm elections, when it was expected to be a low voter turnout, this is intentional. This is the way they do it. They always put these things out when they expect a low voter turnout so they can rally their forces to get out and vote for this. So 2 years ago, during the midterm elections, they put forth an amendment. And what this amendment did is it got rid of the way we do it now, which is the governor selects, it's 8 or 10 people, I don't remember which, but half of them are Republicans and half of them are Democrats. He selects those people, he puts them into a committee, and they decide the redistricting. See, every 10 years we have a census constitutionally. And constitutionally, you have to set up districts based upon that census every 10 years. This year, 2020, is a census year. 2021, we do redistricting. So 2 years ago, they passed an amendment to the Missouri Constitution. It wasn't a law, it wasn't a rule. It was an amendment to the Constitution, which is a hard bar to cross. But they passed this amendment, and what it did, instead of setting up a bipartisan commission selected by the governor, and they say, well, that's partisan. Yes, that is partisan. But see, if we had a Democratic governor right now, which we don't, but we did a few years ago, Nixon, then he would select half Republicans and half Democrats, and they would decide the redistricting. But right now we don't. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's how politics are played. So he picks them and they redistrict. They have to follow state law. They have to follow federal law in order to redistrict. That's the rules. Okay. And so what happens is, let's say that, to get into Kansas City, those districts start getting real tight because there's a lot more people in a single location, right? And let's say that the Democrats and the Republicans are arguing about which side of the street that this line should be drawn. And they cannot come to a conclusion. At that point, it moves to the Missouri Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court decides based on law. That's how our system worked prior to 2 years ago. So what happened? An organization called Clean Missouri, and I'm pulling up some notes here, an organization called Clean Missouri 2 years ago put forth a ballot initiative that would change all that. Clean Missouri was funded by dark money from out of state, a bunch of out of state actors like George Soros and Planned Parenthood and Democratic activists like former Obama Attorney General Eric Holder. They funded this, and they put this into an amendment on an off-election year when they knew there wouldn't be a large turnout, and they got the cities to turn out, and the rural counties didn't. And they also put a bunch of propaganda about how this was going to make it better. And they put some fluff in there. They put some fluff in there to limit how much money politicians can get. Look, you can say politicians can get no money from nobody. They're still going to get money. You can't stop the money. That's just reality. They put that in there to make us feel good about passing this. But what it did is it set up that the auditor would choose one person, and that one person who would be nonpartisan, because, one person would never be partisan. That one person, I'm not running for president, Chris. I don't care what you say. That's not happening. That one person would choose the districts how he saw fit. Now, I'm sure you're saying to me, Mike, but that sounds like a better way than this bipartisan, convoluted, all this other stuff. Well, let me point out the money behind this. According to the Missouri Ethics Commission findings, 97.8% of big money donors came from big money. This is the anti-Amendment 3 forces. These are the people that are aligned against Amendment 3, who don't want you changing it back to the way it was 2 years ago. Mind you, changing it today or changing it 2 years ago made no difference today, because we don't redistrict till after the census. You see where I'm going with this? There was a plan in place. Okay, so 98% came from big money donors. 79.8% came from outside Missouri. What business do they have dictating to us how we run our elections? And 60% is from dark money groups. What are dark money groups? These are groups that bundle money together and we don't know where the money came from. Okay. It's also been opposed by several groups, left-leaning groups like George Soros Political Action Committee, Open Society Policy Center, by Planned Parenthood, by NARAL Pro-Choice Missouri, by the Sierra Club, which is a left-wing environmental group, by Moms Demand Action. My friends, this group is anti-gun. This group, Moms Demand Action, want to ban all guns. You hear that, Missouri? That's who's supporting or opposing Amendment 3. Also, as I said, former Attorney General for Barack Hussein Obama, Eric Holder. So I explained to you that Amendment 3 will set it back to the way it was, where the governor will select a board of equal parties. I don't remember if it's 8 or 10, but they'll half Republican and half Democrat. That's what Amendment 3 does. Now, let me show you something. Amendment 3 sets it back to the way it was 2 years ago, not to the way it is now, which has been taken over by extremists. And I'll prove to you that it's been taken over by extremists, and it is 110% partisan. It is completely and totally 100%. The way it was also partisan, but there was some opportunity for the opposition to get their voice in. The way it was kept Pettis County intact for the most part. The way it was kept politicians local, but that's not what's going to happen. Let me show you something. This is the Missouri congressional statewide districts right now. If you look it over, you'll notice that it's pretty concise. It's pretty tight. That you get into, it gets a little muddy. You get into St. Louis and you get into Kansas City and Springfield area, where there's a massive amount of people. This is an example of what would happen under the new laws. Mind you, this is the law today, right now. 2018, they passed this amendment. This is what we will end up with next year. This, okay? Let me show you what it means for Pettis County. This is Pettis County today. These are the districts of Pettis County right now. As we speak, as I'm talking to you, this is it. This is a proposal of what they think Pettis County will look like. Notice the little line shooting off, going over towards Kansas City. Notice the little bit over here shooting up, going towards Columbia. Why is that? Because they want to gentrify Pettis County, because Pettis County is mostly red, and they want to make sure they get plenty of blue. You see, your politicians are going to run for office in Kansas City. They ain't going to run around here because the population mass will be over in that little tiny spot by Kansas City. There'll be more population there than there is in Pettis County. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the intention. That's what they want. But you say, Mike, that's just dumb. That's just ridiculous. That's not going to happen. That's not the way that's going to work, because the auditor has to appoint somebody, and it's going to be a bipartisan guy, and he's going to be fair because he's not going to be involved in politics. Let me introduce you to Nicole, our auditor. She looked familiar to you? Let me ask you a question. Have you seen her face before? That's right. The Democratic candidate for governor of Missouri is the auditor. Let's just say she wins. Right now, she's a progressive, socialist, Marxist. She's in favor of Black Lives Matters and Antifa. She's in favor of banning guns. She's in favor of abortion on demand. That's who she is. Go to her website. Read her post. That's what you will find right now. She is our state auditor. If Mike Parsons wins, she is selecting the person to pick the districts. But let's say she wins. That will leave her seat open. And she will finish, her term as auditor ends in 2 years, I believe. And the governor, will select a person to fill that seat. Do you think that person's going to pick a bipartisan, honest person to select our districts? Let's think about that for a second. This is the person who will be selecting our districts. This is why it is absolutely imperative, absolutely important that you share this video onto your timeline right now, that you absolutely share this video, because it's absolutely important to share this video with your friends, because if you don't, we could lose Missouri. Missouri could go blue. That's their intention. You must absolutely share this video. Share this video. Share this video. Let your friends see that the person that will be picking the guy to redistrict under the rules as they are right now, if Amendment 3 fails, is Nicole Galloway. If she wins the governorship or if she doesn't, she's the one that picks that commissioner. Let me say this one more time, because I don't think you're getting it. Nicole Galloway will decide either way if we do not pass Amendment 3. Either way, if she wins the governorship or if she doesn't, she will be the one deciding how our districts are redrawn. Vote yes on Amendment 3 for that reason and that reason alone. Please share this video. It's very important. We only got a few days left. Please go down to the courthouse and vote. Please vote for Donald J. Trump as our president. Please vote for Mike Parsons, as much as I don't like the guy. And please vote for Amendment 3. Now, when it comes to Amendment 1, I've had some people ask me about that. I'm for term limits, so it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. The wording in it's kind of weird, so I don't really care. Vote either way. I don't even remember how I voted for it. I think I voted yes. And I don't think it's nearly as dangerous as Nicole Galloway, whether she's governor or not, picking the one commissioner, the one person will be appointed by Nicole Galloway. And I just want to reiterate this, that Nicole Galloway will be the one selecting our districts if Amendment 3 fails. You guys have a great day. I'm going to jump off here. Please share this shit. Share this video. Let everybody in Missouri know, because that's the truth of the matter. You guys have a great day.